Warning: Cyberpunk Red is a work of science fiction that depicts a dystopian future filled with mature themes, such as violence, drug use, sexual content, and strong language. The events and characters depicted in this work are entirely fictional and do not represent the views or opinions of the author or publisher. The content is meant for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all listeners.
Welcome to the world of Cyberpunk Red, a dystopian future where megacorporations hold all the power and technology has advanced beyond our wildest dreams. The year is 2066, and the fourth corporate war has left the world in ruins. Governments have fallen, and the world is now controlled by the corporations that rule with an iron fist. In this world, cybernetic enhancements are the norm, and people are more machine than human. You'll find yourself in Night City, a sprawling metropolis filled with danger at every turn. Here you'll encounter gangs, corrupt law enforcement, deadly corporate agents, as you navigate the city's seedy underbelly. It's a world where the line between man and machine is blurred, and the morality is a luxury few can afford. Cyberpunk 66 takes place in the year 2066. Much time has passed since the days of the Red. Though still using the rule set of Cyberpunk Red, the game you're about to hear has been converted from a real play to a dramatic radio play. The following events all happened in-game, including the roles and the choices the players have made. I hope you enjoy.
Hello. I'm Aaron Iqbal, and you're listening to WNS News. Memphis authorities are looking for a suspicious individual wanted for questioning in regards to potential illegal activity. The individual is possibly armed and dangerous. Authorities urge caution when engaging with the suspect. In other news, a local corporate bank was held up for hours at gunpoint. Suspects fled by vehicle after a dangerous standoff with the MCPD. Authorities are looking for any information on the whereabouts of the suspects. This has been your news break. I'm Aaron Iqbal. Thank you for listening to WNS News. Callum continues on and drives through the night. The trees and mountains fade away into the distance. He sees canyons and desert plains as far as the eye can see. Callum approaches Amarillo, Texas. The air is thick with pollution from various corporate industrial factories lining the city outskirts, with large buildings dominated by billboards and ads. Slums and street camps littering the sidewalks. The streets are writhing with citizens wearing gas masks and face coverings. AVs dart across the sky, en route to the city.
I could go for some food. Perhaps there's a diner of some sort nearby.
Callum pulls into the driveway of a large diner called Texas Steak Ranch.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
A holographic generated image of a 50s diner waitress, dressed in a Western theme with a cowboy hat, illuminates at Callum's table.
Well, howdy there, cute stuff. What can I get ya? We got a steak special. If you finish it in 30 minutes, it's free. But we got lots to choose from, made to order.
How about something cheap? Eggs, bacon, maybe some coffee?
Sure thing, sweetie. Be back in a jiffy.
As the waitress vanishes from the table, Callum gazes around the diner, cautiously eyeing the other patrons with his street sense. Callum happens to notice the local ACPD strode into the diner. The ACPD begin chatting up the hostess.
Better not draw their attention. I can't quite hear them. Maybe I'll get a little closer.
Callum calmly heads towards the bathroom area, which to his luck is close enough to hear some of the chatter.
We're looking for a man. Goes by the alias Junko.
Callum had been known as Junko as well. He heads to the bathroom as intended and waits a beat, before venturing back into the crowded diner, then makes his way back swiftly to his seat to await his food. As he begins to eat, a strange man's voice calls to him from behind. The strange man is dressed in black, cloaked in a large black trench coat and large sunglasses.
Callum McRae?
Nope, never heard of him.
Sure looks like a Callum McRae to me. Get me what he's having.
Sure thing, sweetie.
Don't have to say anything. Just hear me out. Making a big trip?
Callum continues to eat, partially ignoring the strange man.
Long drive, isn't it? Of course, you can talk to me or you can talk to the ACPD. But I think I'm much more of a friendlier face.
Just what makes you think I have anything to say to either of you?
Leon Bartley. How about that name? Ringing any bells?
What about him?
Guy's got a bad rap. Long list of offenses I can write a book with. Word on the street says you've worked with him.
Been a long time since I called Leon Bartley a friend. Only time I saw him, he was out Memphis way.
He been out there long?
Reckon he has.
Well, I'm starving. I'll finish my meal, and we can go about our ways. I'll head out to Memphis myself and look into these little details you've given me. If everything checks out, probably won't be hearing from me again. But if it doesn't, you and I will be seeing each other again. Maybe under less cordial circumstances.
Looking forward to it.
Just hold on to that for me, will ya? I showed you my hand. How about you play yours?
I'll think about it.
Callum drapes a napkin over the device. The stranger gets up and leaves, walking past the ACPD and out the front door. After some time, Callum pockets the device and calmly exits the diner himself. As he exits, Callum's hollow begins to ring from an unknown contact.
Ditch the tracker.
Yeah, no shit.
Corps are onto you. Watching you. Don't play their game.
Who is this?
We'll talk more in Night City. I'll contact you.
The call suddenly disconnects. Callum begins to search a home for the tracker.
Garbage can? Nah. Maybe a car. That ACPD cruiser looks appetizing.
Callum masterfully hides the tracker on the ACPD cruiser and departs the area.
Just need to get some gas first.
Callum quickly heads over to a local fuel station and loads up before heading out of Amarillo. He notices a large blimp floating above, with booming floodlights surrounding it. A large ad plays on its monstrous screen.
Night City, the city of dreams.
the city of tomorrow. Start your new life today.
Callum continues to drive to his destination, determined to arrive. Fatigue starts to settle in hours later as he arrives into Death Valley. The air is hot and thick. The sky is draped in a red hue, while buildings constructed from junk and debris are scattered throughout the desert. Large corporate waste dumps litter the area. Some nomadic people are seen scavenging the junk for anything they can find. Callum passes a broken down sign defaced with graffiti that reads, "Welcome to Death Valley."
Not the kind of place you want to hang around. Well, I don't want to stay long. Just need some gas though.
Callum drives up to a makeshift gas station with a long line of nomadic people awaiting their turn and begins to wait himself. Besides the station lies a rundown building with the name Oasis, crudely spray painted on top. A dirty old man ravaged by the effects of radiation and homelessness, dressed in a white dirt-covered jumpsuit, approaches Callum's window.
Hello, stranger. It's a hot day. May I offer my services? I'll wait in line for you while you go and enjoy yourself at the bar next door.
Just the gas.
Oh, but sir, I insist.
Callum pops open the gas tank lid and peers sternly at the man.
Just the gas.
The man saunters away. A young woman with matted hair, missing teeth, and cybernetic eyes, and dirty clothing walks up to Callum.
Aren't you the feisty one? I've been known to be scrappy myself. What brings you down to the valley?
I'm just passing through.
Yeah, you don't look like you're from around here.
I can't tell if that's a compliment.
Care for a drink, stranger?
No thank you, ma'am.
You're a meaty fellow. Are you in town long?
Won't be if I can help it.
Shame, I could use the company.
Just passing through for business. No time for pleasure.
Oh, but the pleasure's all mine. What's the shame in having some fun?
Sorry, ma'am. That ain't what I'm looking for.
Callum stares at the long line of cars ahead and sighs in disappointment.
Well, how about something to earn some eddies? Looking for a quick gig?
What do you got?
There's a man in that bar looking for some guys to go out and haul something back from the outside skirts of the town. It's easy money. Name's Helena, by the way.
Call me Junko.
Junko?
As Callum and Helena shake hands, Helena uses her cybernetic eyes to glance at Callum's hand, peering through the fingerless driving gloves and skin to see hidden Wolver cybernetics in Callum's hands.
Oh, what do we have here?
Who's the man looking for work?
Goes by the name of Bartley.
Bartley? Leon Bartley?
No, Frank, I think. Why, do you know Bartley? Perhaps they're brothers?
After some time, Callum's turn for fuel comes up, and Helena gestures goodbye with her hand. Finding himself low on cash,
Damn it!
Callum tops up on fuel and decides to investigate the bar named the Oasis. Callum enters the Oasis, a small rundown bar that smells of damp, warm air and metal. Crowds of patrons are scattered about selling and buying their wares. Various pieces of junk and debris make up the fixtures. A large table is surrounded by a crowd of nomadic people. A man flanked by two burly men tries to settle down the crowd that has gathered in front of him.
Easy now. There's work for
Callum makes
everybody.
his way through the crowd to approach the man. The man pauses and pulls down his sunglasses to get a better look at Callum. The crowd gazes at Callum with curiosity.
Frank Bartley, I assume?
Well, you look different. Yes, call me Frank.
You know a man named Leon?
Leon? Nope. Name doesn't ring a bell.
I hear you want something moved.
More like picked up. If you're interested in work, I've got work. These idiots around us can't even hold a gun. How do you handle an iron?
Safety's off, if that's what you're asking.
Perfect. Just what I like to hear. You get tailed? Any trouble with the law?
Not for a while.
Good. As long as we're not expecting any tails, I think we're good. Gig's probably yours. But how's your morals? You care about taking a life?
Depends on the life.
Well, if the money's good, what does it matter? Pays thousand eddies.
Just what is it you need picking up?
It's more like who, and there's more than one. We're gonna hit those guys hard and bring them right back here. You won't be alone. Hack and Slash will be there with us.
Frank gestures to his two goons to his side.
And who is it we're taking these goods off?
Don't know. Some convoy out in the middle of nowhere.
What, a corpo convoy?
Not too sure. Maybe, but they've got a better means than us.
Alright, you got a deal.
Callum peers around at the other vendors selling their goods and buys a gas mask. After 10 minutes pass, Frank wrangles up the crew and loads up the truck to head out on the job. Callum decides to try his luck and negotiate a new fee.
Now, we haven't talked about my down payment.
Down payment? Well, I'll give you 500 eddies now and 500 eddies later, after the job's done. Sound good?
Done.
But when the time comes, you execute. You hear me?
You're the boss.
Callum heads over to his vehicle and pulls out a concealed shotgun. They all load up into the truck and begin driving out to the skirts of the desert. Frank rides in the front passenger seat, with Hack driving and Slash sitting next to Callum. Everybody sits in silence, except for Frank, who begins to arrogantly ramble about past adventures.
You know, I was raised in Memphis, and boy, I was a big deal back there. A real big shot.
When were you last out east?
A few years back. I can't remember now.
Shit, Memphis didn't suit you.
Nah, this is more my scene. Why are you suddenly interested? You out from that way?
No offense, but it doesn't seem like you traded up.
Life takes you to some crazy places. I guess it's all in the past now. But oh man, I used to be quite the big shot.
As the truck arrives at its destination, Callum and the crew pile out and begin to get into position. Hack and Slash lay down low, while Frank peers keenly through his binoculars. Callum lays low as well, awaiting the convoy.
All right, everybody to their spots. We'll hit them right when they come over that ridge.
A few minutes pass, and a lone truck starts appearing over the ridge.
All right, they're here. Someone take out that gonk driver, and we'll storm the truck.
Callum attempts to decipher the truck and see who it belongs to.
Damn it.
But to no avail. The truck approaches closer. Callum waits patiently. Just then, Hack fires his long-range rifle, wounding the driver, causing the truck to stop in its tracks. Slash fires rounds wildly at the truck.
About 15 yards. It's close enough. Everybody, now!
Callum arrives at the target truck first. He notices the driver badly wounded but alive. Callum yanks open the front door.
Don't shoot! Don't! I'm not armed. Please, don't kill me.
Anyone else in the truck?
Just what we brought with us. For my family.
Your family? You got any food back there?
Frank, Hack, and Slash holler out wildly at their fortunes and continue running up to the truck a few yards away to Callum. Callum makes his way to the back of the truck and opens the back gate. He sees a woman shaking in fear, clutching onto her two kids crying, trying desperately to reach a pistol close by to them.
I'll shoot!
Stop. We just want whatever you got to eat.
We don't have anything.
Don't hurt my kids.
Hey, Frank, there ain't nothing back here. Just some kids and their mom.
Oh, good. Keep them alive. We're gonna be eating well tonight, boys. Keep the driver alive, too, if you can.
Callum comes to the grim realization as to what the true intent of the job was.
Nah, shit, goddamn scabs.
Hack and Slash surround the vehicle. Callum approaches the woman quietly and points his shotgun upwards away from them.
Listen, I'm not here to hurt you. You know how to use that thing?
No, I don't. Never fired one before.
I had that thing, somewhere easy to get. And listen exactly to what I say.
Callum gestures to the woman and kids to quietly exit the vehicle. At this time, Hack pulls the driver out and places his weapon into the nape of his back. Slash stands defensively on the side of the truck, opposite to the others, while Frank continues boasting at the front of the truck.
Hey, Slash, give me a hand with this.
Slash makes his way to Callum's position, and as Slash passes in front of Callum, Callum attacks, extending his Wolver blades from his fists and piercing Slash's chest. With a quick and silent second attack, Callum aims for Slash's head with his Wolvers and critically wounds Slash, piercing through his jaw and into his cranium. Slash crumbles into a bloody mess before Callum. Luckily for Callum, the attacks were deadly and silent. Frank and Hack continue about their business. Callum wipes off his claws and leans out towards Hack's position. He yells out to Hack.
Hey, Hack, this one's putting up a fight. You lend us a hand?
Callum successfully persuades Hack to abandon his position and lend a hand to Callum. Hack quickly shoulders his weapon and makes his way towards Callum. Callum quietly leans up to the edge of the truck, positioning himself to attack Hack as he draws closer. Hack rounds the truck's corner, and Callum successfully pierces Hack through the chest with his Wolver claws again, aiming for his heart. Callum attacks again with his Wolver claws, this time aiming for his back. Callum pierces once again through Hack, crisscrossing the blades into him. Hack succumbs to the attacks, held up only by the claws themselves. By this time, Frank calls out.
Hey, Hack! Slash! Cal! Where are you gongs?
You call these two professionals? They're soiling your goods back here.
What?
Goddamn it, Frank, you come rein these boys in.
Frank heads to Callum's location and stops in fear as he gazes upon the eviscerated bodies of Hack and Slash. Callum approaches silently behind Frank and pumps a round into his shotgun, aimed tightly at the back of Frank's head. Frank drops his binoculars, raising his hands, trembling. Callum pats down Frank, finding the truck keys, some loose eddies, and a crumpled up card that reads, Leon Bartley, Bartley Enterprises and Goods.
Well. So you do know Leon.
I swear, I just found the card in a pile of garbage. I swear, I saw the name on the card, and I took it as my own.
Callum fires a round into the air and aims back at Frank's head.
Boy, you better tell me what I want to hear now.
I swear, man.
Callum fires another round back into the air as Frank begins to soil himself.
Now I'm going to ask you one more time. How do you know Leon Bartley?
Please don't kill me. I'll leave you alone. I'll leave them all alone. You'll never see my face again.
Callum kicks him forward a few feet, still pointing the gun firmly at Frank.
Now get walking.
Frank turns to look at Callum, then quickly begins to walk, then run into the distance. Callum gathers the family up to the truck. The woman and her kids run up to the wounded man and start tending to his wounds. Callum searches through their truck, finding some eddies, a flashlight, and some candies. He picks up the long-range rifle and assault weapon from their former dismembered owners.
All right, here's the plan. You're going to take me back to my ride, and you guys got to get out of here and never come back.
The family, trembling in fear, obeys and drives Callum back out to the truck he and the others arrived in. Callum packs the weapons into Frank's former truck and drives back into the small town. As Callum arrives back at the town site in Frank's truck, the townsfolk curiously look towards Callum.
How'd the gig go? Where's the rest?
Gig went south. Had to turn tail.
And the rest?
Every man for himself.
Callum drives away from Helena and parks close to his own car with Frank's truck. He throws the newly found guns into the passenger side seat of his own car and leans into the window of Frank's former truck. He quietly mutters to the family inside.
Remember what I said.
The truck quickly but calmly pulls out and veers away from the area. Callum sits in his own car and applies some skin glue onto the knuckles of his hands.
This ain't the mountains anymore, that's for sure.
Callum takes one last look at the town before he drives off and returns back onto the road. Callum continues driving through the evening and into the night. After hours of driving, he begins to pull up to a split in the road. The road divides into multiple lanes with large open buildings centered around the mall. The area is illuminated by numerous floodlights. Patrol guards surround the area armed with assault rifles, inspecting vehicles arriving in. Callum drives slowly, obeying the road signs ahead to do so. He passes a sign that reads, Night City Customs and Border Check. Please declare all items. In a secret concealed compartment in the car, Callum places the weapons he has inside. He proceeds to drive forward into one of the customs check bays.
Please remain inside the vehicle while the inspection is complete. We are currently scanning your vehicle.
A large, loud alarm sounds. Callum exits the vehicle calmly and is escorted by an armed patrol guard into the main waiting area of the facility. The room is gray and lifeless, lit by numerous fluorescent lights. Callum approaches a gated-off armored partition and is greeted by a guard sitting at the desk behind it.
Please deposit any remaining weapons or items with me, please, before meeting with that border agent.
The doors to room 1 open, and Callum takes a seat in a small dark room, lit only by a single desk light. A tall man in his 30s, wearing aviator sunglasses and a tight corporate suit, enters from the back of the room and sits at a desk in front of Callum. The man flings a file folder out atop the desk and folds his hands together and leans in.
So, anything you want to declare? Anything at all you want to tell me?
No, sir.
So, we could play this 2 ways. You could tell me the honest truth here, and we could be buddy-buddy. Of course, you'll have to swing a little something my way, and I'll happen to look the other way. If you don't, well, won't go that well. You don't look like you're from around here. So, Night City, huh? City of dreams.
Yeah, City of Dreams. I'm just looking for mine.
Let's just say I could turn that dream into a real nightmare if you don't play your cards right. So, still feel like you got nothing to say?
Nope, nothing to declare.
Callum attempts to bribe the border agent by placing down 50 eddies.
Well now, you're speaking my language. That's a little light for my liking. Tell you what, I'll look the other way if you put one more zero on the end of that thing.
Callum attempts to haggle with the agent, but the agent remains firm on his demand.
Just too light. You see those photos there? Take a good look.
Callum peers at the photos from the file and recognizes the photos as the bottom of his car.
You see that strange little gray object there? That probably shouldn't be there. Yeah, I can forget all about that. And all the illegal contraband that thing carries. Or I could do the opposite. I can get a hefty bonus for bringing you and that thing in. If you don't, make it worth my while.
Callum takes out an extra 200 eddies.
There's some iron in the car, it'll cover the rest.
Some hardware, huh? Tell you what, since we're making deals, you throw in the guns, I'll take that hidden package at the bottom, and I'll take the 300 eddies. And I'll look the other way. I'll stamp your pass, and you'll be free to go. If you don't, well, that package is worth quite a bit on its own, especially to my boss.
You know a fixer by the name of Leon Bartley.
Bartley? I don't know him personally, but that package you have there definitely's got his name written all over it. You happen to be working with him?
Tell you what, you can keep the guns, I'll give you the eddies. But you gotta let that package through and Leon will make it worth your while.
Callum tries desperately to bargain with the agent.
I'll take your deal, but why don't you throw in one more 100 on that pile of eddies? 400 sounds about good. I'll keep the guns, and you keep that sweet smash you have hidden at the bottom of that car.
Deal.
The border agent tosses the files atop the pile of eddies.
My men on side will remove the excess weight from your vehicle. Pleasure doing business with you. Welcome to Night City, chum.
Callum stands up in a huff and exits the room. He overhears the guards joking at his expense. As Callum approaches his car, a patrol guard nearby smirks and gestures for Callum to enter his vehicle. Green lights illuminate the lane of his car. Callum enters his car and slowly pulls away from the facility. As he drives, his holo begins to ring.
Well, that was a dicey situation. Someone's got a silver tongue.
You're the one I can thank for that little gift fixed to the bottom of my car.
Oh, I didn't do anything, but I'll gladly take it off your hands. Let's meet up and close this deal.
What's my cut of this deal?
Someone's excited. You just got here. I'll shoot you the coordinates to the meet. First things first, I got a quick gig for you already. How's about a snatch and grab? I hear you're a good driver. You pick up the target and drive to the meet. Oh, and welcome to Night City.
Yeah, so I'm welcome.